Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. There's a latest single from Voodoo-Moonshine. It's called Give It To Me. And I have to say, Jerry, I'm learning about this band. And I like what I'm hearing, man. Yeah, I like what I'm hearing.
Hear a lot of little different influences in there.
I'm liking it a lot, yeah. And with us today from Voodoo-Moonshine is their lead guitarist, Jeff Losawyer. Welcome to the Revival, Jeff.
Hey, man, how you doing? You got my last name right, man.
Well,
Most people screw it up.
Well, see, for one, I listened to you when you called us on the phone, and then plus I listened to a couple of interviews when you were telling people how to say your name. So
good. Good research, man, and good catch on the name.
Doing his homework.
Hey, Jeff, first off, like I said, I was just recently turned on to your music, and tell us a little bit about yourself and the band Voodoo-Moonshine, because you guys have been around for a little while.
Well, I started the band a long time ago, and then I took a long break, so it's not unusual for people to keep saying, well, I just found out about the band because, after I think we put the first CD out in 2005, we were busy till about 2008, and then I went back to Oklahoma and took a break and had a lot of family issues, people dying and just tragedy left and right.
Oh.
So I stayed back there with my family for a couple of years, and in that time I had written and recorded an instrumental album, and then I started writing this album. Now do the math. That was 2011. When I started this second album. So this album had been a 10-year work in progress. 10, 11 years. And, so the band started a long time ago, but we're a new band, which I guess with my new guys, Pedro's been with me for about 4 years, Eddie about 3, and then Hector's the baby of the band, and he's been, I guess, a couple years now.
So you're kind of like on that Def Leppard recording schedule.
Oh yeah, well we're like a broke version of Guns N' Roses or Def Leppard. Yeah, I'm just gonna take my time. Nothing. I don't have that big budget, but I'm just gonna throw it away for a little while. But yeah, it's really odd that time seemed to work in our favor, because when I first found Pedro and we started working on re-recording this album, COVID hit not long. Pedro took his time to re-record all the vocals, and then right when we're getting ready to do, release and get everything, then COVID hit. So luckily we weren't a working, touring band. So, these things kind of worked in our benefit, to our benefit. So, luckily I'm patient.
Yeah.
I guess, man. So where did the name come from? Because it doesn't sound like a very good taste in moonshine, to tell you the truth.
No. Is there even a good tasting moonshine with that band name? Every time we play, someone has to bring moonshine because they assume that we drink, and none of us. Well, we don't really drink. I don't drink at all, and Pedro don't. And so I don't want to insult anybody. They bring it to me, and I'll take a swig and go spit it in a cup, behind my hand. So there's no good moonshine. But I think when I originally had the vision for the band, it was totally different than what it is now. I'm really into the big singer-songwriter, Jim Croce, acoustic guitar, vocal type thing. And that's what the band was that's what I originally wanted, campfire songs, just jamming on the back porch.
Okay.
And I guess the stuff that I was writing at the time had this kind of airy, Zeppelin-y, just vibe to it, and something came in my head, with voodoo and then moonshine, just kind of like a mystical drunk or high or something,
Nice.
Just something different.
Cool. Oh.
Now, Jeff, the album was released in February this year, and the band was nominated for Band of the Year, Male Band of the Year, Band Single of the Year, and Music Video of the Year for 2022 by the Issa Awards, which just happened a couple weeks ago. How'd that go for you guys?
It was Saturday.
Wow.
Oh, I was crapping myself. We're sitting there, and everybody that was winning was country. And I'm like, holy crap, what are we doing here? And And then they got to, the category. We lost 2 of the categories, and then they got to Band of the Year, and we won that one. And then we got Single of the Year. So 2 out of 4 ain't bad, considering it was just country dominated. I was really surprised.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, man.
I was concerned about, because we're up for some awards at the Josie Awards in Nashville, and I would have never thought I'm going to be stepping foot on the Grand Ole Opry stage, but it's there. And I was concerned about the country factor there, as opposed to this one here in Atlanta that just happened.
Well, Vince Neil just played the Grand Ole Opry. Yeah, so you're fine.
Yeah, so maybe he broke them in for us.
There you go.
But we did get asked to perform, so that's pretty cool. We're going to be performing the JMA Fest the day before the awards ceremony, and what's really cool is my dad and stepmother are going to be there for the awards, and I've been playing 39 years, and they have never seen me play, not one time in 39 years.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So yesterday I took some time, checked out all your videos, the music videos for like Locked and Loaded, What a Way to Go. And those videos, you got 2 guitar players. And then Bring It Down and Give It to Me, I only have you. Now, what's the deal? Is there a second guitarist when you play?
You know what, man? I've wanted a second guitarist since the beginning of this band, and I even tried it with my brother-in-law, and I had to fire him too. I don't know what it is, man. I'm real easygoing when it comes to, I want the better for the band. I don't care if you write all the songs, if they're better for the band. And, so the guys we had, I actually had to replace the bass player also, and that set us back a year. This was in 2020, I believe. We had just done the photo shoots. We just did the video for Locked and Loaded. And, the air guitaring and the doing photo shoots, everyone had, they can make it for that. Okay, well, now we got to rehearse. Now we got to take care of business. Oh, man, I can't make it. We can only deal with that so much,
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, they're no longer with us. And we had, I believe at the time we had a show coming up with Saliva or Texas Hippie Coalition. I can't remember.
Ooh.
But it was putting us in a bind, and I'd finally had enough, especially after getting all the business in order, for the release. So we went ahead and did it 4-piece, and the guys are like, you know what, man, you wrote these songs, and you kind of play guitar, so why don't we just keep it a 4-piece? And so it's worked. It's worked the best so far. And Pedro plays guitar. I finally convinced him he needs to finally pick it up to make it a little easier on me on a few spots of the show. But
nice.
So far it's working best with the 4-piece, and I think we're going to keep it that way.
Cool. Jeff, I hear a lot of bluesy groove rock, and what I've heard from you guys, I hate to compare bands. I hate doing that. But who are your influences that you draw from for your music?
You know what? I like when people do compare us, because so far everyone that has compared us with bands, no one's said the same thing. Everyone has their own ear that they hear us that we're comparable to, and luckily none of the bands they've mentioned have sucked. So that's that's even better.
Really? You guys sound like Spinal Tap, man.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. I had a management deal in '89 with my original singer for Voodoo-Moonshine. We went out to LA, and he was that Poison guy, that glam guy, and I was always and still am that blue jean rock and roll Tesla type band guy, and Bad Company and Tesla and Zeppelin. So I wasn't about all the frills and stuff. I mean, we obviously try to dress nice. If it's at our age, we got to make some effort to look good. But it's my influence would be Tesla back in the day, and then of course Randy Rhoads as far as
there you go.
A guitar player goes.
Nice.
But I'd have to say my biggest influence is really, and every time I've asked it, is it's not necessarily it's a band. It's just my influence is a good song. It doesn't matter if it's a polka or a country song or rock or metal. If it's a good song, it's a good song, and that's kind of the way I want us to keep this band. You can't, Queen, Zeppelin, and the Eagles are the three bands. When I talk to everybody, I'm like, that's who we need to be, because they could, play heavy, then they could do a country song, then they could do a piano song, and it depended. They weren't, pigeonholed into one vibe, and that's the way I want us to be.
Cool. Nice. Now, there's some great guitar tones on this album. Did you go old school with amps and mics, or did you use some amp modeling software and all that stuff?
Oh, man. No. Amps and mics, and my back is killing me from lugging around 412 cabinets.
Oh, man.
I just, and not even just Marshalls. I use, that I had came across in a pawn shop, just some beat-up B-52 cabinets, and I didn't know who the hell they were. Apparently, they were built by Dean, I believe, and I bought them because they were cheap. And I use those every show now. They were like $75 cabinets, but they're made of real wood, not this particle board stuff. I just recently, about 2 months ago, I bought a head rush, for the amp modeling, and it's convenient as hell, but it does not sound the same to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound, because over the last year I've been really experimenting with buying more stuff. I've always used Marshall, and I got a JCM 2000, but it wasn't giving me enough dirt. So I ended up buying a Friedman, and, it gave me what I wanted. So now that I got a Marshall and a Friedman, I run dual heads, but I can't. The only reason I got the head rush was basically for fly-in dates, but I'm still not convinced with it. It still doesn't sound right to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that.
Now, Jeff, I know I've read, in some of your bios and some of your press releases that you guys plan to play a lot of shows here, second half of 2022. Now, is that going to be more of a regionally thing till the end of the year? Are you going to get out around the country? Because I know your sound would kill it in the Midwest.
Well, yeah, it should. I'm from Oklahoma, and I'm hoping it does. I haven't played there since 1989. I'm hoping that they can book us through there. Well, that has a lot to do with, our booking agents and stuff. And the thing is, we're not going to play every dive bar. Not that it's beneath us. It's just, to me, it's kind of pointless. We'll get some fans there, but if you keep beating down the same club, you become old hat, and people don't come and see you because they can catch you next week.
Yeah.
So, I know we just picked up 2 more dates in March at Bike Week in Daytona, and so we've got four dates in Florida. We got August 21st and 26th coming up in Maitland, Florida, and then the OCC in Clearwater, and I know that they've been talks. I keep talking to our agents, and they're checking out and talking to other agents about some support shows with some bigger name bands.
Okay.
And really, at this point, I think that's what we just want to do. To me, really, I'd rather play a closet than something that's really not beneficial to us. There's no need in going. And it's not financially feasible.
Yeah.
To go across country to play to 10 people.
Exactly.
So right now, it's a bigger business model. To route and set up the right shows. And so I know they're negotiating for like 4 or 5 more, and I'm hoping they come through.
Well,
and once they do, then we'll announce them.
Well, I didn't think you'd probably want to play Wisconsin in the winter.
Yeah, I want to stay away from up there. Yeah. I weigh $135, man. The last place I want to be is the tundra. That's where my old singer, Voodoo's original singer, was living up in Minnesota, and he would call me all the time complaining. I'm like, dude, you live in Minnesota. What the hell do you expect? So, and you guys are right there. So, yeah. Obviously, we'll go there for the right show, but. I think they're going to try to keep us around here for now, because really, like I said, this version of the band's only 4 years old, and 2 years of it has been set with COVID.
Good point.
So we're a new band. We don't have a whole lot of shows under our belt with this version of the band. So we're just gearing up for it,
Nice. Now, I'm a big guitar guy. Love guitars. Got guitars all over the place around here. Tell me about that Les Paul on the "Give It to Me" video. The book matched exotic wood top. It looked beautiful.
Yeah, that was a custom-made guitar that was made for me by a builder in Indonesia, and it has a Kokoboa body and
That's it.
What the hell was that kind of wood? Some kind of burl wood on top. But I picked the stain, I picked the inlay, with my name, and then the Tree of Life logo, and then on the headstock has the VM.
Yeah.
Beautiful guitar. And actually, I have it with me today because I have to have it. I'm yanking all the pickups and pots out of it and putting them in my Les Paul. So I'll be doing some work on that. It still has some issues, so I'm having them worked out. It's a perfect video guitar, though.
Oh yeah.
Live, I had a couple of issues with it. I think we played with Texas Hippie in Ohio, and it started going out of tune on me, and that'll cause you to lose your job. So I kind of put it on the rack. Ended up finishing the show with the cheapest guitar I have, which is the ESP LTD, and I love that guitar. That's my go-to guitar, even before my Les Paul, if you can believe that.
Whoa. Nice. Now, the important question, the song Eden in Your Eyes has some great guitar in it, too. But do you think that song could have benefited from maybe adding some cowbell?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe, and some pyro.
Yeah.
Pyro and cowbell would have been great.
Yeah, some explosions. Yes, that would have been really cool. Man,
yeah, see, originally that song was originally on my solo album, and it was just an instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
And, I wrote that back, like I said, when I was in Oklahoma after everyone passed away. That solo album was these songs that I was playing at these funerals of my loved ones.
Ooh.
And
man.
So I gave that, my singer at the time, he heard it, and he's like, man, that's such a great song, man. You need to write some lyrics for it. And I did. So out there in YouTube land, somewhere is a instrumental version of it, a video sample of me doing the solo through it. So it's totally different. There's the acoustic version on the album, and then there's the orchestrated version, and then now there's an instrumental version on my solo album. It's all over the place.
Outstanding.
Sweet.
Hey, now, Jeff, we're going to play another track right now from Voodoo-Moonshine called Bring It Down. What can you tell us about this tune?
That song really surprised us. We, excuse me. So that was the last single and the last video, and that single got to 201 on Billboard. We couldn't break 200 with it, which I was shocked that we could even get it on Billboard at all. And that was another fluke song on this album. We had a lot of flukes happening, and things happened that worked out better. That song was originally, when I first recorded this album 10 years ago, it was a song called Bloody Money. And the lyrics were about pharaohs and gold and all this crazy stuff, because I had a singer from England, and and Pedro got it. He's like, man, I can't deal with these lyrics. So we rewrote the lyrics. He rewrote most of the song anyway, and we kind of put it on there and didn't think nothing of it. Ended up the vocal lines, the chorus, everything was so cool on it that it ended up being a single, and it's done a lot better than we would have ever thought. Well, so I guess it's a good thing we changed the words, and we weren't singing about golds and pharaohs and stuff like that.
Well, Jeff, we appreciate you taking time out to stop by Rock and Metal Revival today, and as we don't tell this to everybody, but you're always welcome back here anytime that you guys got something you want to work with us on.
Sure, man, I'd love to come back. Maybe we can get Pedro and some of the other guys on there. We can make a bunch of noise for you.
Oh, hey, where can they get the CD?
You can get it on Dark Star Records on their website. Well, you could go to our website, VoodooMoonshineRocks.com, and you'll see the CD there. Click the link. It'll take them to the Dark Star Records, since they're our distributors. Take them there. And while you're at our website, you can go ahead and pick up some more of our junk.
All right.
We got T-shirts, hats, hoodies, koozies, mouse pads. We got all kinds of stuff.
Sweet.
Outstanding. Well, once again, Jeff, thanks for coming today on Rock and Metal Revival.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, guys.